My older Facebook family, okay, I think they joined in a little bit. I hope they in. Um, okay, preview. Okay, well, I hope my Facebook family is on. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I hope my Facebook people are coming on, coming on, coming on. The segment was delayed today because I was celebrating my 40th class reunion. And Friday made 40 years we've been out of school, and we had a 3-day activity. Today we went to fellowship at the Antioch Missionary Baptist Church. That was my first time in that new sanctuary, and it is just gorgeous. I put the word gorgeous, and it's so classy, and y'all know that's me. And what I loved about the fellowship today, whoever is the visionary or the master of that house, they have order. And order is so important in elevation. Y'all catch that? Order is so important in elevation. And I could tell when I went there this morning, there's order, it's direction. And I enjoyed the sermon from Pastor Jackson, and that's why I'm a little bit delayed. But welcome to another podcast of Don't Tell Me You Can't Do It. Don't tell me you can't do it. I don't want to hear it. Y'all know how I roll. But I want to pose a question. I want y'all to interact. Y'all in Facebook land, I don't know if y'all can see me or hear me, but hopefully y'all can. I'm doing real good. The cute Morticia, sweetie, you are cute. I'm doing just fine. I'm a little tired, but you know how work do. But I'm blessed. I can't complain. When I'm tired, it just let me know I'm working, and I love that. So my topic today is you can either make progress or you can make excuses. You can't have both. My question or my statement again is you can either make progress or you can make excuses. You can't have both. So we're going to talk a little bit. I want y'all to join me, bring your questions in. And the reason why I want to talk about that, because I've always said it, I'm going to say in a black term. Y'all can't go nowhere because y'all got too many damn excuses. Y'all can't go nowhere. Oh, y'all got excuses. I can't do it because of this. I got to wait till mature and get grown. I got to wait till the man or the woman tell me I could do it. Y'all got more excuses than a little bit. Y'all got more excuses than the Pope got sermons. That's my old cliche. Y'all got excuses. But y'all want progress. Y'all want to make it, but you're making up too many excuses. Your excuses is overwhelming your progress, so you can't get to where you want to go because you steady looking at the excuses. And if you stay looking at something long enough and you stay making excuses, you can't make no progress when all you keep making is excuses. So I asked the question, you can't have both. So if you want to go anywhere in life, I'm going to tell you, I don't even care if you don't want to be an entrepreneur. But can't nobody under the sound of my voice tell me they don't want to do better. Because if you don't, something wrong with you. I'm just going to tell you, something wrong with you. Because all of us want to do better, whether it's in our finances, whether it's in our marriage, with our kids, our money, our credit, wanting to be a better person inside. Like me, I want to be better every day to have a better compact relationship with my boys, because I have 2 boys and I have a daughter. My daughter and me is like glue stick, but my sons, once they get a taste of poo-poo, they come to mama, but they ain't really got time. So I strive to be whole, not only be successful in my business, but I want to be a better mother. I want to progress to be better. Like, how can I do this? How can I do that? And then even in my marriage, I'm always progress. Y'all looking at me at the sound of my voice, y'all see me cute, clever, but every day I work in different areas to progress, to be better. So I say that to say this. We all got something that we want to be better at. I don't care what it is. You could work a job. You want to be the best employee you want to be, because someday you plan to get a raise or get a better position, or you plan to lead and use it as a reference. Some of us, like, it's like a bakery. You go to the bakery, you like the cakes. You want to keep going back to get, you want to be better in your craft. I am a mortician, and although I have mastered so much in being a licensed mortician, it's still things that I still want to do. It's very few, because I think I've mastered basically everything in the funeral industry. However, I don't know everything, and I still need to learn something. So how do I make progress and then keep talking about the excuses? Oh, well, I always use myself to you guys. How am I going to make progress if I keep saying, like, I use myself for existence. I'm working on a third location, and it's taken me quite a bit because the laws have changed, and since COVID, it's like really, really bad. I could use that as an excuse, but I don't. I still keep pushing. I used to say, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna get that other place when God ready. Why God waiting on me? God already did it. God waiting on me. I ain't waiting on God. God waiting on me. So what I had to do is kind of pray more and ask God to lead me to that direction, because my eyes probably moving, but I ain't connecting to what God is telling me. Because when God got something for you, he gonna lead you in the right direction to the right people to get where you need to go. So the excuse could have been, oh, I'm just like most of us do. We just waiting on God. How you waiting on God? You waiting on God to tell you yes or no, or he probably already told you and you really don't hear it. I know God told me 3. I just had to say, God, where do I need to line up at to hear where you need me to go? So we use the excuse here, hundreds of excuses. I ain't got no money. Most of us do. And I always say success is not built on money. I don't care what nobody tell y'all. Success is built on your faith and what you believe. I don't care how much money you got, because you got people that got money and ain't successful. They just got money and they just don't know how to go from the next step to the next step. How you get successful, you got to believe in what you're doing and have faith in it to see yourself in it before you even have it. I don't care what nobody say. I built a business. God allowed me to build a business on the vision that he gave me, and I didn't have no money. I had my faith and my belief, so can't nobody tell me otherwise. So are we going to make excuses, or are we going to make progress? And we can't, you're absolutely right, you can't elevate. You're right, Morticia. You can't elevate with have progress with excuses. So these are a lot of the excuses, because I did it. So I know y'all doing. I just don't do it no more, because when you know better, you do better. Oh, I want to go to school, but like most people that want to go to school to get their degree to go do in the field they want to do. Oh, I want to do it, but I ain't got the money. Year after year, I ain't got the money. Or in all these federal grants out here, all these loans out there, if you want it bad enough, you're going to make it up. I tell anybody, if you want something bad enough, you'll stop making excuses and stop giving those excuses power. Because what has happened, you have given the excuses so much power, and the excuses got so much power, they overtaken what you believe. We say, oh, the kids are young. When the kids finish school, that's another excuse. And you'll never do it. When the kids get big, you're going to have another excuse. Oh, if I was married, you don't need nobody validation. Oh, you know, maybe I should do it, but this family member, or maybe my mom or my daddy, my husband or somebody told me that I shouldn't do it then. If you and God is lined up, these excuses won't come. Or we use the excuses like we want to purchase a house, or my credit ain't good. And there's so many ways to fix your credit. It's like, where's the excuses come from? And I just look at the amount of excuses. So how I have people to sit in front of me and say, I want to do this and I want to make progress. So I pose the question, how are you going to have progress? How are you going to have progress and you making all these excuses? You can't have progress and excuses. They don't go together. You want to see progress, but you are your own enemy to your progress. And you know why you're your own enemy? Because you're making up excuses. And you making up excuses. And those excuses that you're making up, it has power when you speak it. I tell people all the time when they're around me, oh, I'm broke. Don't speak that around me. That don't go with me. because you could be low on cash, which we all been through that journey. But when you claim something and you keep repeating it, your tongue brings power to it. Then it goes here, you start believing it. Then when you start believing it, you start reacting to that. Oh, every time somebody told you, girl, I ain't got no money, I ain't got this. And then you be right where you say you at. You ain't gonna have nothing because of the way you talking. So I come on here to say, if you want progress in your life, you have to start walking in it. First, believe in the progress. Have a plan for the progress. First of all, have a plan for it. And then start executing some of the things step by step. Take little baby steps. But don't sit up there and say it can't be done. Now, what I will say, as a successful person, it don't come overnight. Nothing does. Nothing does. And a lot of times y'all want microwave success. Y'all want fast, and it does not happen like that. Don't let nobody tell you that making it in life happens overnight. You heard the old saying they used to say, if it come quick, that's how quick it's gonna go. Because it does not happen like that. Success is progress. It's every day, making it. But you gotta start feeding yourself positive stuff for progress. You can't feed yourself excuses and negativity, but you want progress. It does not work like that. You have to tell yourself in your head when them excuses come. And don't think I'm not human like you guys. It happens to me too. But I don't let it resonate. And I don't let it get to me and let me start talking like this. If things don't happen and I don't see progress the way we think we should see progress, I just say, Lord, show me the way. God, guide me and show me the way. Lord, if I need to redirect, show me the way. But you ain't gonna never hear me say, I can't do it. That ain't working out. And I'm making excuses, because what the excuses do is hinder us from our progress. And that's why a lot of us are not where we at today, because we got so many excuses that is hindering us. And then you get older like me. I'm celebrating my 40th class reunion. You look back on your life. If you look back over your life and see every year you make the same excuses day after day, month after month, year after year, you can see you ain't with no damn well. So it should tell you that those excuses is not getting you anywhere. You ever met people, every time you talk to them, they always talking about what they gonna do and they ain't gonna do it? And I had a friend, she used to tell me that all the time when she was an associate. And I told her one day, stop talking about it and be about it. And she said she was so insulted, but now today she called me back and said, that was very harsh what you said, but I got it. But I wasn't trying to be harsh. I just didn't want to hear. You meet people, they the same place they was year after year after year after year. And it's like, where did you do that at? I don't care what you doing in life. Progress, you should not be the same place you was last year. And if you is, that's why you keep going through that. I was telling my daughter last night, you get the same results because you keep doing the same thing. When you change what you're doing, you may get some better results. And that's what's happening with a lot of us. We're repeating the same thing because we ain't changed nothing about our situation. We ain't changed nothing. We ain't done nothing differently. We doing the same old thing. But guess what we say? We tired. We tired. When you really get sick and tired of being sick and tired of where you at and what you doing and you ain't going nowhere, I'll be goddamn. You're going to change it. And guess what? You may not know the change, but if you pray and circle yourself around positive people that's you don't want to be envious of, that surround yourself with people, you might learn something. I told y'all last week on the segment, I don't surround myself with people that I can't learn nothing from. I gotta learn or I gotta benefit. If I can't learn and I can't benefit from you, you cannot be in my company. Because being around me, I'm already trying to make it. So I got to have somebody around me that's gonna bring positive energy. Every day, the pastor said in the church this morning, we live in a world today, all you gotta do is turn on the news. It's so much negativity. We're surrounded by, You could be here one day, you talk to somebody today, the next minute they did. People are dropping like flies. Life don't owe us nothing. So I have accustomed my life, and I've made a conscious choice that who's ever in my circle has to be a benefit, or I could gain from them and they could gain from me. I don't have idle time, and I don't have time for people that want to stay stagnant. So to me, my excuses are very little. So if you come in my company and you got excuses, and your excuses is something that irritates me, because that's what excuses do for me. And the reason they irritate me, because excuses stops progress. And you will never get where you got to go when you always making up excuses. And that's why a lot of us are not where we at today, because we got so many excuses. We get up making up an excuse. And then some of the excuses we always blaming somebody else. And in your life, God gave you that life. He designed you individually. I have an identical twin sister. The whole time this weekend, people was getting us confused. And one lady came and said, y'all are so different, but y'all look so much alike. God got two lookalikes, but two different values. Two different values. Me and my sister see things differently. And it's not that it's a bad thing, but one thing we got in common. We will never let excuses stop our progress. Now say I've made excuses, but when I look back at my excuses, they didn't take me nowhere. So why do you entertain something that's not taking you nowhere? Excuses ain't taking you nowhere. What it's doing is keeping you just like that. That's what excuses do. Trying to make you figure it out, and God already figured it out. You like them. And year after year after year, you like that. But then when you see the next man exceed, you either hating on, wondering why, and you ain't trying to change it. Lessons will always be repeated if you don't change the way you think about it. All you have to do is change your mind. And when I was speaking to my daughter like that, she paused and she said, Mama, did you hear what you just said? I said, yeah, I tell myself that daily. That's how I don't repeat stuff, and how I don't repeat stuff, because anything that has not bettered me, and if it don't benefit me, it bothers me. If it don't benefit me, it bothers me. So anything that bothers me, it become an excuse, and it has to be eliminated. And the reason why a lot of us are not progressing, because we letting things bother us, we letting it get next to us, and we making excuses about exchanging those things. We not changing them things. We making excuses. Well, that's like being in a bad relationship. Oh, well, maybe it's me. They're going to make you feel like it's you. Because anytime the person is the one that's conflicting what's going on, they're going to always make it look like it's you. Instead of you looking at the situation and saying, okay, if I am the reason, let me fix what I got to fix, but let me progress. But year after year, you in the same old stuff. And I say that wholeheartedly because I had somebody to say to me, I've been married 36 years, 37, 36. I've been married so damn long I can't even keep contact. And I realized as I got older, I was repeating the same old stuff in my marriage. I was accepting the same type of behavior. But the reason why I was accepting that, because I was always making excuses for that behavior. It wasn't my damn behavior. It was his behavior. Oh, well, he act like that. You know, y'all know how men is. Y'all know how women is. Y'all know how we as a people, we make excuses. The reason why I received what I received every single time, because I accepted that. And I accepted it, and I made excuses for why he was acting the way he did. But when I realized that I don't have to accept that, and it ain't getting no better because I'm accepting that. So God is letting me do this lesson all over. It's like taking a test. I'm keep flunking the test. I keep flunking the test. So if you keep flunking the test, God dang, go back and find out why you keep making this F. You got to start changing. So what I did was stop accepting and making excuses. That's what I started doing. And as I got on the podcast earlier, I said to y'all, I was trying to make progress with my sons. Come around, mom, a little bit more. Don't let me hear from you only when you need something or whatever. That's what I did. I stopped trying to make excuses. Oh, they got girlfriends, they got lives, they doing what they got to do. But the funniest thing came to me is that I was making excuses for them. But when they needed something, they knew how to call me. Mom, I need so-and-so. I be on the phone like this. Hello? How much? Because I'm keep coming to the rescue. So I don't like the way you treat me. And I made excuses for how you treated me. But I accepted that because I kept making excuses. But I wanted progress. But I kept making excuses on what they were doing. So guess what I did? I would have never gotten progress until I changed my situation. So you know how I changed my situation? I stopped making excuses for their behavior and started putting limitations on what I was going to accept. So guess what I did? I stopped accepting what they were giving me, and I expected more. So what I did was, when they called me, I was not available. When they called me, I wasn't making myself accessible. I was not going to put my heart on hold for somebody that ain't took a minute to call me. And that's what I did. Boundaries. You right. I started setting boundaries. And I was talking to my husband, and I said, you know what? It never changed because I accepted that. And it's not normal. I made excuses. And when we make excuses, we don't get no progress. So you know what I did? If you want to be treated better, and you want to do better, and you want to have the finest things of life, you know what you'll do? You'll start changing your direction, changing the way you think. So what I did was, I got tired of going through that same lesson. I flunked it so much I'm sure God got tired. I kept going saying, Lord, what's going on here? Lord, help me. Lord probably looking at me like, what? Help you? I already did it. You the one keep falling back into that with your excuse. Oh, they did. They was well enough to come and ask. They well enough to come when they need something, but you can't get it right. So what I did was, I love me. I love me before I love anybody else. God is first in my life, and I love myself. So guess what? I'm going to teach you how to treat me. And how I'm going to teach you how to treat me is that I'm going to stop making excuses, and I'm finna make progress. And I put my perspectives in order. So when I say it's not only y'all up under the sound of my voice, that's why I say I talk from experience. I got a PhD. I got a PhD in Hard Knocks University. You can't go to the next level in life, and you're never going to have progress if you keep making excuses on what should have been, what I should have been, what they should have been, and basing your happiness on somebody else. True happiness comes from God and nobody else. And I'm telling you what I know, because peace does not come from money. Peace does not come from the lavish lifestyle. The peace does not come from a spouse, a child. Peace does not come from your job. Peace comes from God. And the reason I can speak it holistically, y'all see my house, y'all see the way I live. I wear the finest of clothes, the finest of car. I got the lavish of practically everything. That does not bring me peace. My peace lies with my relationship with God. Only God can give you peace that surpasses all understandings. And now I'm happy because I love me. And I don't make excuses for nobody's behavior. When your behavior offends me, I'm going to let you know about it. And you either going to do two things, correct it, or you won't be in my circle. Because I'm going to treat you like I want to be treated. But our excuses does not take us to the next level. Whether it be our children, a lot of us want to be our children's friend. We kiss up on our children like we need them and they really need us. A lot of us do that. We make excuses why we're not a better person. One of my associates, she got the best job in the world. Why you where you at? Oh, well, I was in a bad marriage. I was with my kids. If you ain't sick, or mama them ain't sick, or you ain't disabled, there's no reason you gotta make excuses for your progress. And a lot of time, the excuses that we make is hindering us from our progress. And I'm here to tell you, you will never make progress till you get rid of the excuses. Because guess what? You can't have both. Make up in your mind what you want today. You want excuses or you want progress? And guess what? Progress is a daily thing. And progress make you feel good. I look back on my life today after 40 years coming out of school. I graduated 40 years ago. God has allowed me to accomplish so much. I love my progress. I love the fact that God allowed me. And I thank God for the excuses. And I thank Him for the excuses because I see the excuses was hindering me. And sometimes we need a wake-up call. We need a wake-up call. So when I hear people make excuses, I get a little agitated or irritated. And not because I don't want to teach you nothing or tell you nothing. I get a little agitated because I know that's what's hindering you. And some people, when they give you an excuse, they get a little bad with it. Well, that's just what I was going through. Well, that's why you ask where you at. You get mad when somebody trying to tell you something. You can't get mad at me because I'm telling you, because brother and sister, I done been there, done that, did that. That aggravating attitude or that arrogant attitude you got, it don't move me because I done been there. And I'm telling you what I had to overcome. And you will never, never make it if you letting your excuses be bigger than your progress. Your progress should be daily. And even if you having a hard time with going through the process, you still don't have to be negative. Some hiccups come. Some hard times come. Some things come along the way that you got to pause a little bit. And I'm telling you from experience, I lost my niece as sister in 2020. She died of a hemorrhage to the brain. And I was on my way. I was in the program at Florida Memorial to get my PhD. I was working on my master's and did my PhD. And when she died, I shifted away from that. And the professor will call me and say, what happened? She died, this and that. And my grief got so next to me, it made me move. But I identified with it. So now when people say that, I'm still grieving because there's no limit to grief. But you know what, something came to me today and said, why don't you grieve and get that in her honor? That, come on now, give me some progress here. So I was in church this morning, and I say, I miss her so much, it hurts so bad. That's why I serve so diligently, because I know what it feels like to lose somebody you love. But you know what, it'd be more rewarding if I can walk across that stage with that master's and say, I did it. Jamel, I did it. Jamel, I did it. I did it. I did it. Not making excuses week after week after week that I'm grieving. Because I can grieve, but I can still make progress. Because I could be grieving and still make positive steps. Now, will they be big steps? No, but they could be little steps. Baby steps becoming the big steps. So I say this to y'all today. You can either make progress or you can make excuses and stay where you at year after year after year. Year after year after year. But I refuse to make excuses and don't progress in my life. I want to say, when my time is up, I always tell my kids, God has been so good to me that I want to live a long time because I got 8 beautiful grandchildren, and I kind of like want to be like my mom. My mom is be 83 next month, and she's seeing the offsprings of her great-grandchildren. So I have never asked God for nothing, and He denied me. And I pray He don't start. And I want to live to see my great-grandchildren generation, and I want to be in my right mind now, because to me, if you ain't in your right mind, you ain't living. That's just my version of it. However, I want to live in such a way that I could see my offspring. But if God does not give me another year, I can say I lived a good life. I progressed. I'm saved. I love the Lord. And I can't do nothing about it if he say my time is up. But one thing that my kids can say, my mama never let excuses get in the way of her progress. I left a legacy. And I lived the life so where they could see it. Now, if they don't progress, that's just because they just don't want to do nothing. Because you got some people, they just don't want to do nothing. No matter how you talk to them or how you tell them, they just don't want to do nothing. But I could tell you this. I will never let my excuses be bigger than my progress. And I ain't going to say I ain't going to make none. But trust me, they might be very few. And I snap right back on. Because I believe whatever you confess with your mouth, it has power. And what I try to confess in my life is great things. Because I know the tongue has power. And if you keep saying all the time, I can't get nowhere, I can't do no better. Just like some of these women, I can't find no man. Sometimes maybe God don't want you right now with a man. He wants you to get you together. Oh, I can't save no money. That'd be my biggest thing with my family. I can't save no money. And that is the craziest shit I ever fall of. And you know what they say to come back at me? Oh, you wouldn't understand. I was like, so I came from the same family you came from. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. What I did, I learned the structure to save. Why you can't learn it? But you gonna make excuses, you can't do it. But you could go out shopping, you go to the concert, you go to the nightclub. You could do anything you want to do. You go to concert, you go to nightclub, you go buy clothes, you go buy pocketbook. You go out and buy stuff people could see because you want them to look at you differently. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care what you wear, what you have, what you drive, where you live. No matter what people think of you, they gonna think of it regardless, no matter what you got. So how about making your life better and making progress to satisfy you and not man? Make your progress. Line it up with God. Line it up with God. Because people be on Facebook, they be on Instagram and Twitter, and they be putting all this stuff on, this stuff that make people think the better of me. When you come to the point that you don't care about what people say, you'll let that pass. And I say this in closing to you all. I did a video. I didn't do the video, but it was a video that surfaced on me about a month and a half ago. And the video went viral with Trick Daddy. And it was so amazing to me that I literally took the time to read the comments. Now, let me tell y'all something. I didn't even know that video was going on Facebook because it was a pop-up. Somebody asked me to do a pop-up, and I did it. And they must be sent the Trick Daddy them, and they bought into it, and they made money off the video. I made nothing off the video. Nothing. And when I was sitting down one day looking at the comments, I was flabbergasted. Part of me wanted to cuss some people out. Part of me wanted to respond. And then you know what? That's why I was saying. So I came back the next week and was talking to people about it. And one lady said on there, "No, you don't owe nobody that." And I started laughing. Because people look at the success of my life and they look at what they see. But how about what you don't see? How about seeing my struggle? How about you don't even know my struggle? How about you didn't know when I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, putting 2 dimes together? The only thing I did that you probably did, I didn't let nobody tell me I couldn't do it. And I didn't make excuses for it. What I did was kept grinding. No matter how it looked, that went bad, I kept going. I didn't stop. I had faith in God, and I believed it in the vision that God gave me more than I believed it in myself. My determination was big as my house, and I live in a 1.5-acre house. My vision was great. So people don't see that. At night, you don't know how I'm laying up at night trying to figure this thing out. You don't know how I'm crying out tears to God. You don't know how I did it. But the comments people was making was sickening. So what I learned from that video was no matter how you live and no matter what you do, people gonna think what they want to think about you anyway. So why do you spend so much time showing people differently or trying to prove something to people when people don't care about you no way and they don't think no more of you anyway? That you could go out there and change your life 100 degrees. They still gonna think about you when you was a sinner. They gonna think about you when you was this way. They ain't gonna never think about you could have made a change. So why do you spend so much time trying to prove something to somebody? I'm glad it went viral because it was very encouraging to us black girls licensed. And you know what? The cute mortician, when I got into the funeral industry about 20 years ago, I was ostracized. That's what a lot of people don't know. I had people telling me in the community in which I live, she ain't gonna make it. I had so many people stepping on my goddamn neck before I had a neck. And you know, back in the funeral industry, all you saw was men. So it was damnation to them when a woman came in and took the territory. But see, what they don't know, that I didn't call myself in this industry. God called me. So when God called you, come on somebody, you can't touch me. But when God called me, he gave me a vision. And when God gave me that vision, I started executing that vision. And you know what they said? Oh, she ain't gonna make it. She ain't gonna last. She this, she that. And I'm like, these people don't even know me. These people don't even know me. When I started in the business and I put my first business together, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And if anybody know about starting a business, the funniest thing, you hustling, trying to make money, letting people recognize your name, see your work, and come use your business. So I was a woman, and women, we have to work harder. And I even used to, you say it right, I used to do hair before I became a mortician, and I even used to do the dead people hair at night. People didn't know where I came from, but they were stepping on me, stepping on me, stepping on me, stepping on me. And you know what? I used to hate them for that.